All right, so in the Truman Show, Jim Carrey just walks away because that was him trying to protect Gloria Van Ellen's Vanderbilt University Van Ellen belts for her gay son Anderson Cooper and his cucumber and a cummerbunds gay wedding that they made a deal with the devil for. They made a deal with the devil that they could crash God's wedding, prevent Ebony and Ivory, He-Man and She-Man, and prevent creation. The French believed they could take, everyone believed they could take it. Babylon falls in 30 minutes. Matthew Hill from 360-952-2013. Christopher Watts, or whatever this serpent's name is behind the scenes, Chris Voltimort at the Circle K over here, a Korean fellow. And so they live in the underground. I'm kind of jumping around here because, well, there's a lot to cover. When you're He-Man, he's Zeus, William Turner on the Pirates of the Caribbean, Brad Turner from The Mask, Maximilian is Mad Max William. W's and M's. Someone hid a kingdom through a language translation and in Old English, well, to mess up the brains of the Old English. Judah. And so there's a wheel within a wheel that these people have been just trying to fight over. It's about as simple as those motorcycles that spin around in that cage right there, because those are the directions of the wheel spin once I put my triumph locked in and I rev it up and my gyro lifts up off kinetic energy. Electric lights, free helium, free neon electric lights, CO2, C3PO, chlorofluorocarbons, they chloroform the Lord, and all those dirty gases that they vacuum sealed the sky, pressure sucked us in, headaches, heart attacks, blood vessels bursting and killing people is what you got for covering up your sins. The cannibals, they became ashy, lepers. Pig meat mocked ham. He now used Orlando Coffee 2 coxicures to his strap-ons, Palmetto Rose formula, and Palmolive to take away the scent. Concealment prevented healing. Now there's iodines and all kinds of different solutions that different people did for different reasons. Some people like to stick their finger up their ass and feed you with it, trying to get their scent in you like a snake. Poppy's pizza, Jerry. Papa's beans. From lips to lips, tits to tits. They're the third kind, the hermaphrodite. God made male and female. Those who fell created a Baphomet, a hermaphrodite, a male and a female. 2.5 men. There's a worm. Well, Charlie, the other guy. But maybe Ashton was always there with them. Kangaroos, pouches, little mini-me's, serpents. They fell with the devil. He turned them into squirrels, worms, lizards, snakes, and everything frogs, just like in that Alice in Wonderland. A bunny rabbit, right? More of an illusion. He used his illusion. I used my solution, truth. The Son of Man, He-Man, he's Zeus, the father of Christ, Bob Marley, who they attacked, and not sure if they got her, if I did impregnate her and she aborted, or if I never did, because I just danced around. Oh, I'm not going to say what happened there. We had one excellent night as like a fantasy, but didn't really cross the borderline. Well, I'll leave that up to the judges. Trust in the mercy of the Lord. I was chemically attacked and raised by this lady, Joyce Myers, who tickled me on my back. That's Elizabeth Taylor, White Diamonds. They used Blue Man Group and green screens and pumped themselves up with balloon bags and go in front of camera. And Coon, the KKK did. Their favorite prize was the dark forest cake itself. That's why they treated you brothers so bad. Yet your wife seemed to have something else to hold on to, didn't she? Something else keeping her going. Now, if it was faith in the Lord, good for her. If it was her boss and his hand-me-downs, shame, shame. God knows your name and everything you've done. And if you don't testify in full, you're done for eternity. If you try to take anyone's secret into heaven, holding it like your sin, it takes you to hell for eternity. And your ram server, the rams are the cholos, the Hindu Indians, Cheech and Chong with their hair lit from Hitler, who are sex magicians, using shit and grease, well, to move drugs and penis, which is a hermaphrodite taint situation. So they all get fixed one way or the other. Fix yourself, testify, trust in the light. See, the true heavens have a rainbow glow to them, but some people captured the flag, planted on God's kingdom, and said, yes, this is New France. Let them eat cake. Let them eat cock. Sure, Harvey Levin, you eat your own fucking cock. Chalk on the sidewalk with your teeth biting into the curb and me stepping on the back of your face as your mouth splits apart and your head comes in two, Harvey Levin. That's how he put down a little dog in Los Angeles who made a joke about the African American. Wanted to fornicate on our streets with Kali. Pop the top with the Tehachapi sheriff for the 33rd time in the Hopi prophecies, one to apocalypse to us once again. Their head Eisenberg became, well, there's many heads of this stupid dragon. One of them was Eisenberg, the thinking head. Or Einstein became Arlo Eisenberg, the rollerblader with the Dianus in his mind, a bug that eats through your brain, coming through a grain of rice, or even a little sesame seed can hold the host. Don't let people put their sesame seeds where they're not supposed to go. They told people, well, after you're pregnant, you can have sex with as many men as you want. Where did that seed end up? Piggyback ECU. Foul people deserve foul results. Kill them before they grow, saith the Lord. That's why the Marines had to put down that dog, and I had to put down my favorite dog, who was part me, because they admired my blood, so it would call to me. But they also put the devil's blood in there, so all he wanted to do was have me tickle his pickle. So I spiked him till his eyes came out of his head. A Yorkshire Terrier, the most beautiful little dog. They would turn into Beelzebub when he got a little too greasy. And you saw that evil dog looking at you. Toto. En Toto. The Empire La Mexica Hui. Johnny Depp. Tulsi Gabbard. Colonic Rob wanted the whole world in total, because he could foxtail him when those Hawaiians cross-dressed the best. And they flew in from the other side with Thomas Magnum, a Hawaiian Japanese man, to attack America in World War II. They sold us this whole thing with, well, they've done this 32 times. Sold us their lies. God used it for perfection. Abraham Lincoln is Jewel Osteen. He likes to drive a Lincoln. Matthew McConaughey. How you doing, guy? Lips to taint, right? Split the worms, right? Testify and be made clean. Corpus Christi, right? You got a corpse named Christi down there, don't you? God made us male and female. Willie G. Free Willie. Willie and me. Willie G. Bobby McGee's, Brent, you worked there. You were a train engineer, busboy. Yeah, the engineer. Little Bobby McGee's outfit. Well, it's me and Bobby McGee. William G. G'd up G7, 777 Black Jack, here to bring ham back in black because the pig meat mocked ham. All can be washed clean with your testimony before the light. But what's abominable? Well, I think you put yourself before what's called the eye of the needle. It's like them inside the Oculus, standing on top of the diving board at Magic Mountain, and there's no water in the pool, and they gotta make it through the drain. If you know what I mean. That's their only way home. eye of the needle. Or trust that the light can heal you in the name of Jesus Christ, if you have faith. And testify for the light when the heavens are turned on. Because just like in the Day of the Dead, 30 minutes the world will fall. These people built themselves a channel from Hawaii to Mexico to Trinidad and Tobago to Bermuda, over to England, over to France, down to Syed's house in Iran. And I think we nuke Iran first. But I would push the Mecca button myself. Mount Midoriyama. Unless you want to never have existed, Korea. Japan as well. Buckaroo Bonsai, your bonsai tree, Australia. Buckaroo yourself, Abaddon, the Scorpion King. East of Eden, Salsaga of Adavan, High Plains Drifter, Death Valley, the lowest, the most high. Of the plains lifted up. Now Mount Zion, Bob Marley. Peter Tosh, The Rock. Ethiopia, no, Brazil. They called him nigger toes when they cut him down, and Big Grandpa had a bowl of them. Ice hooks and mercury in his hand. Big old stack of Playboys. It's like living with well, he just sat in the chair and rocked most of the time. He'd teach us how to drill back there. Taught us to sling. I don't remember too many conversations, so we didn't really talk much. There was a Nathan Lampkin and Eric Swanson. Eric Swanson was Eric Chase, who fed me the red blotter acids because he made a deal with the devil that they could chase heaven. French, red, long hair, beautiful, kind of like the Nestle Quick Bunny next to Bugs Bunny right here, and we were friends. Now he races out in the desert. Good for him. Maybe he's clean, who knows. But there is an Eric Swanson out there who looked like Kent the Mushroom Man from Sun Valley, so it's hard to say which chicken or the egg situation. You know the egg, Brit was the egg, the bad egg, right? Rye Darby? You would be in a little rye right there, wouldn't you? They called me Darby when I was young. Brad is Darb backwards. Zoltan Go spelled it there. He tried to bite my testicles off. Little Jackie DiNardo DiCaprio is Zoltan Go. His mom is Dr. Ruth Weisenheimer. French-Canadian Rosignol's. It's time for your resignation, or you're going to find out how good a Hark the Rooster does against a lion. You ever seen a rooster versus a lion? How about a fucking Chihuahua, Cheech? You ever seen a Chihuahua versus a lion, Cheech? You ever seen Touchdown Jesus, how he spikes the ball? Doesn't do a dance, doesn't do that. No, he just spikes it. Runs back to his team. High five, just like Jerry Rice. Hard as he can. Doesn't think about it. He runs to that end zone as fast as he can. He spikes that ball and runs right back to his team to celebrate. Feels great. Doesn't worry about how the ball felt. No one cares how the ball felt in football. Follow the bouncing ball. In the sun, they pass it back and forth like a bank tube. Speedy little mercury. It's made of helium. Had to do with the naval orange out here and some weird, spooky wizards who vacuum-sealed the sky. You've been living in the dark and cloudy day in an alternate timeline because of what you're willing to do to Christ. Ruth Hodsey, you're willing to make a deal and walk away from this. But God used it for protection because they were waiting to devour. And piggyback the ECU. Put their seed in after mine. Say you're pregnant now, I can come in and put mine in too. It's okay. We can do it with no protection now. Matthew Hill he's sending me pictures of pictures. I'm sensing Gump. Mr. Andy Gump is Peter Gumpert. He taught him the art of, getting rid of a body inside of a Andy Gump and then turning it into liquid gold. He sells golden tree weed growing. I said, that's fucking snake shit right there. The biggest serpent you ever seen lives in the underground. I'm thinking of Los Angeles. St. Bernard, the prophet there, said that he was having a dream of a large snake coming up a building in LA. I'm like, dude, it's Ernst & Young. Rudy Giuliani, and, well, there's a snake named Rajiv De Silva. A Sri Lankan donkey asked me if I know what a ball ring is, and his friend Mervyn Lockwood, whose name is Rajiv De Silva also, but he wears blackface to the office. And an afro. Kind of like James Earl Jones, the Sri Lankan donkey coming in my soul. And Eddie Murphy with his four-leaf clover, crimson and clover, Alabama to Notre Dame. That's Ruth's route. And Nell Carter was there to bring her in the whole time, and her little son, Deshaun Trevor Noah. He thought he can steal heaven. He's tainted himself. He's the third kind. He's a hermaphrodite or a eunuch. They got chopped, put their dick in the wrong bukkake box, and turned into Japanese pizza. Amelia Clark, I bet she has a Clark bar, if you know what I'm saying, because those little Latin vampires, they cross-dress the best. The hybridization strain of marijuana equals a cult in gematria, and it's called Ruderalis, rude awakening. Cheech, you have a hair lip like Hitler, and you and Chung taught with, well, each other's dong. And you're hardcore Nazi drugs, and then you killed people and ate their bodies. You sell bodies from the homeless, and you sell the homeless drugs. You have a cold dist Young's Market, dist freezer of fish, frozen fish, plenty of fish in the sea, in the middle of downtown Los Angeles. Matthew Hill, you're getting stained and erased from eternity. Chris Watts. You did the Watts Towers, the Watts riots, and you were the KKK with Angela Lansbury, Debbie Woodruff Blades Turnham. Debbie Woodruff's Turnham Blades is what she called herself. I'll let her figure out what that means, which way she tries to cut. She's trying to pass her seat off and jump in line in a wedding for heaven. She wants her little Mock Scott with his mock dice to come in and be the Joaquin Rising River Phoenix. Well, the river that dried up is called Joaquin. So you could be healed, but Mock Dice is no more. Two in that house, one taken. I choose the Joker. Mock Dice, I hate that thing for what he stands for. I don't hate him. I love him for he knows not what he does. He's a corrupt house with his Mock Dice trying to feed on other people. I'll let him figure out how he wants to make it. I have the needle skin of your teeth, Mock Dice. What you got down there, Mock Dice? Paul made sure to tell me about that, hoping to save his soul, I think, at one point. Showed me that his penis was like a mushroom. I've seen anyone else with a penis like that, short and stout. I'll play the magical flute, though. Chop it down with the edge of my hand. Devil's Tower. Bill Cosby, Puddin' Pops. Hoagies and grinders, Ooh, tough beans. What's the hero? He's a hero and a euro, get it? Hoagies and grinders, a hero and a euro. He ain't a zero and a gyro. No, he's a hero and a gyro, not a hero and a euro. Maybe he's a hero in a gyro with a euro on a white Triumph motorcycle, riding it with one hand up there, eating a hoagie, and a hero and a shawarma wrap at the same time. I love my meats. Anyway, that goes in the body that makes one unclean. And power that bad boy in kinetic energy and gas. That's right, kinetic energy and gas. I'll use 89 because that's what Ruth liked to use. She liked to use 89. That's right. Right there in the middle. Moni's in the middle, baby. Crying her eyes out. Don't worry, I've been crying a lot myself. It'll be good to see you again. This is what you turned yourself into when you trusted Tom Cruise, John MacArthur, Rudy Giuliani, Ben Gravy, Mr. Wedding Crasher and his dick nose, which is a little midget named Nick Buchanan outside of this Oculus. And they trusted these people that they can go into the Avatar. God told me not to bring it to that movie, and I did. That was my fault. I put Ophelia, that damn satanic Pan's Labyrinth movie, and I'll find that Del Toro. If he doesn't testify what that's about, I will cut not only Guillermo del Toro in half, but Benicio del Toro in half, just for having the del Toro name. I'll find Omar Torres and I'll kill him with my bare hands by pulling his lips out through his asshole and hog-tying with his own lizard tongue. His dad Len Torres will get killed by my feet. I will stomp that fucking feather-haired fucking Spanish little lover into the fucking ground. This place is killing you, Len. But I still look fine, you said. You told me it was going to kill me when I got there, and you laughed at me. They all thought they were going to kill me and eat me in there. Every cage they put me within, even that big fat gay Clyde Ransom, that fucking KKK leader, and the Green Goblin, with that Green Goblin up in Nova Scotia, salt their fucking worms and spill their beans on the ground unless they can spill their own beans first. It's war, guys. Judah Unchained. Who the fuck was that Django guy? Just a French faggot with Axel Foley's ass up his foxhole 5 times a week as seen on TV. Feel me now, Foxy? All I gotta defeat you is a wet wipe. Feel me now? A little bit of salt water. Laffy Taffy. Boom! Your asses are gonna be 7 times the size once the gases are released. Jennifer Hudson spliced herself into Nicki Minaj, so one person that I knew, that's what they're showing me, at least, spliced themselves into a one-way triune, a triad. Yeah, you could have a lesbian orgy by yourself and not sin, right? No, that's the abomination of the Bible that cast you out of the book of life. Skin of your teeth time. Eye of the needle. Find one or the other. Skin of your teeth or the eye of the needle. You know what those 2 answers are. There's your only way back to meet your father, Willie G, Willie Hutch. Bob Marley, your son. How about Muddy Waters? Oh, you probably never even heard of him. You just listened to his music when Adam Levine played it back to you. The little wean that fucker from life with salt and an AK-47. The voice was Whitney Houston. They drank her blood. They plumbed it down. Or she played the game of death, trying to jump a line in the wedding and set Ruth up. And Ruth is just blind as a bat behind it all, and I've been kept behind a veil. Either way, whoever's done that, they've doubled down 7 times over and get to themselves what they wanted to do to others. You wanted to put me out, you put you out 7 times over. The deepest chamber. In the bottomless pit for eternity. Now, Ruth, you want to marry someone else, that's fine. But it won't be in the kingdom of heaven. It'll be in the Badlands, and the Badlands chugs. Fast. 30 minutes, Babylon Falls. You don't have to marry me, there doesn't have to be a wedding. Choose your own adventure. In fact, I'm not sure that I want to marry you. Even though you were made for me perfect. She said she outranks me, and I'm not yoked with her because she turned herself into egg yolks. They put an egg in themselves, and well, these Taiwanese brought Blackwater in. The whole empire did. And you can all get put out together. And just the people who caught on Jesus legitimately and didn't join your stupid Illuminati ranking system, they'll make it into heaven. All you dumb Illuminatis, you think you get your train down there in your underwater sea. No, we fill that with water and you become bones in the bottomless pit. And Eagle eats your bones. Little George gets to feed all he wants. Little James Jesus over there and his family. They get to just eat bones all day. That's all they wanted. Until they get put out at the end. You've eaten all the bones? Okay, then Jimmy comes back, the old bad guy, Levon Cleave, and says, good. He liked peace and quiet. He deserves it too. Good for him. He'll be proud of his army of bones. The bone collector who you made your deal with to get turned over to justice. The boson, Higgs boson, is my mole, the Harry Moonbart, and then the underground Walmart scene. Do the math, a quatrain, an Audi Quattro, they wanted to put us out of existence. So little Seth can fly the Oroville with his boyfriend. Scott, are you down there, Scott? Are you on top, Scott? They're willing to hide their homosexuality and their hermaphroditism, their split taint, to put themselves out in all of existence and call it nirvana. Kurt Cobain got what he deserved. Anyone else wants to join his team, there's your nirvana. You wanted nirvana, that's nirvana. God is a family man, not a nirvana man. That shit smelled like Teen Spirit. They make that under Burbank High School. It's a dungeon porn factory. Lord Lucan is Hitler. The jumper jumping Jimmu. The first emperor of Japan was Hitler too. Heads and tails. He's a jumper. He was Henry Ford too. Bad motherfucker. I'm sure he led a few other nations along the way, and a few other people into the KKK, the Boule, the Black Panthers. Was a Marvel project. Marvelous. Who'd he build it for? Bathsheba? No, she's a bad sheep. He didn't build anything for her. Unless she testifies in his name and can expose herself to the light for what she's done. Bad sheep clean up well. Regardless of what they've done. I can't judge it. He built it for the Ba man. BA. The Alpha Beta. The Beta Alpha. He-Man, he's Zeus. The son of Jesus. Black baby Jesus. But my son's Christ Bob Marley. But he's one with his father. Great are the mysteries of God. God's got a family tree. What about Yosef? Down in his Technicolor Incan Dreamcoat. They turned into an Inca Cola. And a racist empire. With the Moors and the Masons. The Moors sell drugs and eat bodies. The Masons run church and porn. Well, they do that together, actually. They run the whole shit together. Anything that kills people, eats them, seduces them, and turns them into weird fucking guys that have ridged brows and fucking wings on their eyes that call themselves Russians or Armenians over there in Glendale. That's what the Empire ran on. And those Armenians, those are the two shooters from the North Hollywood shootout, and that's how they've armed themselves with their KKK friends from Sunland and Tahunga up there. Sun Valley, Tahunga. They plan to do that to all you guys. Push the button first and their pea shooters won't even work. They have to pick up a baseball bat. It may not work so well. All that soup that they've had, they might shit their pants. They may actually be cowards, after all. Even though they used to bully and beat up a lot of people, they know they're afraid of a real fight. They're afraid of what's called getting hit. They don't like it. Can't handle it. It shuts them down. They lose fights that way. Me, that's how I win them. Ever seen Hulk Hogan? He was a little Zeused up. Where'd he get the juice? It was Jesus juice all along. Who's Michael Jackson? I'm not going to judge. He died the day I quit my job to make music. Hugh Hefner died the day I said I was a white rabbit. That's the Prince of Israel. The outlaw, Josie Wells. Maximus, William, Mad Maximus. He's good with a 6-shooter. Wonder how he does with a pea shooter. With an automatic selector. Or the Pawn Stars big gun, if you know what I'm saying, guys. Yeah, I know you got it. I feel it. Because only those guys are crazy enough to do something like that. And guess what? God used it for a purpose. That's the enemy right above us. Looking down, the old eye in the sky. And his arc light theater, his blue light special. Changed all our pigments, allegory in the cave. But a rainbow, maybe pink is the new black. And it makes you shine. And the gamma rays, well, heal all our skin. It turns out we're all just one flesh, but we got afflicted in different ways along the way. But there's beauty in diversity. Some people didn't want that. They were unitards. The Unitarians want us to all wear unitards because they had catarded units that weren't male or female. They were just humans. Because if you said you were a man, they'd say, what's that? You don't know what a man is? That guy was a Spanish Moor who eats people, I'm pretty sure. They brought a pot in, and they had scissors in his hand like he was about to stab me. Giving me the death, are you scared of death talk? Because it gets all dark, and they start getting all up and down. So I got angry. They got scared. Same with D-Man Stanley, Trevor Noah. He likes Hitman, that's his shit, but I think hitting man's shit is his shit, if you ask me. Mr. Clark, well, I think he'll hit any shit he can get. The snake, Leonardo DiCaprio could smell it from 5 miles away. That's not a man, that's a serpent in a man's wrapper. They keep the aliens under wrap. They didn't say what kind of wraps. So under the sea, you oculist yourself, you dumb octopus, oculuptos. You're not octopuses and all this, whatever. They live in the part of the ocean that turns into the desert once we drain it. It goes, and the octopus doesn't crawl so well once the water's not there. Remember, there's ocean fossils in the desert out here, like someone's done this before. They just set the board for the grand finale, don't you see? Triumph in a wheel within a wheel with a hoagie and a hero in the hand at the same time. Yeah, I'm double stuffing, trying to ride a motorcycle in a gyro flying in the sky, shooting the sun out at the same time. I got a Slurpee in one hand, a blunt in the other. It's like, how's this guy so relaxed? I'm drinking a beer like Kramer. How the hell's this guy doing it? I beat Diablo the first time I got to the end point. Yeah, one shot. Fly too close to the sun, you pay the death tax. It's right there in my music. God told me what to do. Hoagies and Grinders, Devil's Tower. Red Barn, Byron DeChellis, a vampire under Tom Cruise, John MacArthur, Alistair Burns Crowley, and his Magic McBean Parkway, and his Magic McBeaners, the Irish, Japanese, Iranian, Chilean, Salvadorian. I just say you go Iran, you match the flags. Iran, Mexico, Ireland. Am I right, Scots? Scott. Would you like to have your kilt back, Scott? You think I want to live over there? And you fucking hey. Little Scott. Harry Scott. You already got a wife named Meghan Markle. She can make it sparkle because she's the lollipop girl from the valley. Trained by Grandpa himself. Oh, Papa, I made the poo butt and the po' boy. Though I can't judge. She might be a chaste virgin by the time she got there. I thought they were a good couple. Regardless. If she was Rafa's ex-girlfriend at one point. Trying to jump over on my side of the fence. And Rafa wanted to switch on that side, see? Lying in wait, the gardener, Pablo Angeles, the tall cedar of the Los Angeles forest was my gardener, the donkey from the Desperate Housewives, just mowing and blowing his fucking, well, weeds into my lawn, his dandelions. What's those things do for you guys? You're Spice Girls. You got cotton balls, and you're all powder puffed with baby powder, like baby bitches. God said, shit outside the town and bathe in the river. Don't sell your shit to Rome. They'll sell it back to you in more than one form. Ever seen the Minions? Well, I don't hate the little guys. I don't blame the youth, but geez Louise. Talk about humble beginnings. Because a daredevil was a devil. Evil Knievel. Ken, Danny Ken, Von Daniken, Lee Van the Cleef, Ancient Aliens, Damn, Van Damme, Pan, he got an apple for a face. But Obama's a golden voice and looks like he's been hit by a pan, that man with the golden voice. But he's also Rigoza because it takes more than one man to make a Voltron named Vishnu. Daddy can capture our flag and come in as Mayor Barry Goldwater. Because Nicar is gold and the agua is Cordova. And it's over. Old Town Road, Pasadena, the Cream House. Cream rules everything around us. Guess who I met there? A one-eyed guy named Solomon. Maybe Bushwick Bill, One-Eyed Willie along the way. Imagine that. William? Cleveland, Sea-Dog? Willie G. Never mind. Sea-Dog was House Cleveland. One time I brought the house down. He played for Glendale Nitros. I was on the Burbank Bulldogs and I didn't get to play, even though I could score touchdowns in practice and make some pretty good-looking plays. And have some pretty good sticky hands, too. But they wouldn't let me on the field. If they did, it was at offensive tackle or inside defensive line or some outside linebacker DB position, and they'd run a sweep at me, and they tried it again. Every time they put me in, they'd set me up. They'd put me in for one play, outside linebacker left. Here comes House, sweep right. Bring it on. Me and House, one-on-one. He got even lower than me. I got low. He got low too, House. He's chubby. Think of Willie G and some football pads. Take off his Boss Hog G'd up apparel. Jeez Louise. Play some Willie Hutch. He played the Last Dragon soundtrack. For me. So who's the Thai Mac? Oh, he tied to Big Mac. He John Makata. Francis Chan, his buddy. Oh, Temple Beth Israel sit in the middle. What's she do? She like she like this one, and she needs a third hand up. Well, she needs a couple more hands to plug it in all their holes, that one. Yeah, you never hear no evil, see no evil. That's the John MacArthur system of total depravity. He runs porn, sells cocaine, kills people, eats their bodies and sells them, skins people, hides the ancient aliens, and try to take over the earth. Tom Cruise has Hitler's hair lip, and he's John MacArthur too, but he's the Wizard Garth who helped do 9/11 from Teletech. But Chris Laverne was back at Safety Systems in Simi Valley. See me now, you idiots. Earl Spencer was there with Derek Aitken, Anakin Skywalker, trying to become, they wanted to turn on the ancient machines, the Oroville, the Plantronics that were planted for God's children. But first he put them in Detroit so they can get ready to take a bath. Maximilian William. Remember? Brad Turner from The Mask. I'm Bradley Raymond Turnham, 777. 7 pounds, 11 ounces, 12477. St. Joseph's Hospital. Joseph's is the prince of the line of the north. That's Israel. He marries Judah. She's the queen, God's daughter. Her name is Sheba. Ruth. Mary. Proud Mary. Keep on burning. What are you burning for now, baby? Yeah. D.L. Hughley. You and you fucking idiots who turned church into a sex game of Dungeons and Dragons to the boule and bukkake. You get your fucking full prize. Or you can be made clean. You did not sit right with me, you race-baiting fucking piece of shit, and I'd love to have it out with you in person. All the fucking way! And I forgive you. You not know what you've done. You tried to prevent Bob Marley from existing. In a fall through time in a quatrain, as Hitler and the Nazis sent me Frankenstein to raise me, he was the life of the party. Who showed up in Frankenstein's body? This is the one that gets him. Why he allowed him to stab him in the chest. Turtle Soup. George. He joined the Catholic Church. Jurgen's partner. Little George, the Guatemalan. Igor. Higor. But the frog. Rafa. Or is it Hagwar? I think it's Rafa, and Hagwar is the officer who needs to turn back on the frog now, or Hagwar gets sliced, diced, salted, and he never existed. And I'll kill you myself, Hagwar. Naked. The two of us together. Me and Lucifer in the ring. Imagine that. He-Man and Lucifer. Jesus and Lucifer. Turns out Lucifer's a little fucking greasy. He's a tough son of a bitch. A little Hagwar. Think of Ben Kingsley saying he's back as Hag. And now he shows up without hair, but a little chunkier and greasier. He only works at night. He's there to protect Rafa, Alta San Rafael, who moved me next door to him, next door to Holly McGee. Mick Gee, trying to Mick G. Don't you see what you done now, Richard Shoehide McGee? You're as high as a shoe. Guess who is his wife? Little Kelly Green. Oh, there's a green Willie Hutch. We won't get into the whole God's Green Earth situation. Yeah, your daughter was already there, Ireland, you dumb fucks. That's the luck of Lucifer. She got you to bet on something you already owned. By doing it, you gave it up. But God forgives you if you can make the right call, little B. Kelly. She jumped in on our first date. We went and saw Zorro. We ate at the Korean restaurant, a Korean short rib. I don't recall exactly what she ordered. It's fine. Wasn't focused on her food. had a good night, and we ended up, well, her roommate called her and said she wants to go to the circle ball with us. She shows up in a little bumblebee outfit, hoping to put a stinger in the bee. She didn't. Ruth came home with me that night. No one had ever done that. Never asked anyone. Never kissed anyone that good, though, either. Never felt so right. But I was taxed and shamed, made to be less than a man. Then they presented Anderson Cooper to me. Tom fucking Cruise wanted me the whole time, sweetie. It was all reverse. Well, I guess he's into reversals, but no. He doesn't feel anything with his woodcock, so you don't do much for him. He needs real rear penetration to fear something, that one. That's why his hair's so white, because he's destroyed his immune system by flummoxing his asshole so much. I always noticed that those hardcore butt pounders like Henry Rawlings are all white on top. God can heal you. I think you're full of sea monkeys. Well, call on the Lord, first of all. Light up your heart light. Maybe dilute a little Lysol, 0.01%, because remember the Matrix, that little serpent? That's germs. Germans? They love to leave their germs everywhere. And then control them with their fluoride, the space needle in your mind. And you guys lost the war to the Hopi Indians, who Hopi did not see that Einstein was their chief. Obama, the Dreamweaver, J.D. Salinger, the Red Horse, and Johnny Depp, Michael Indoso, or Huey Bluey blew his own corn, Colonic Rob, riding on his back, little Tulsi Gabbard, hotter than them all, kept a screwdriver and a dentist toolkit. Colostomy Colossus Mickey Avalon, they said that thing came out one time. That means he shit his pants, and his colostomy bag hangs down the front. Big black dick. They wanted black dicks, they all became black dicks, if you ask me. The other white dicks, they wanted no black dicks, and well, they became just stupid peckerwoods, and they got their peckers pecked off, if you ask me. They all got what they asked for. I can clean it all up beautifully. That depends on you, how much sting you feel. Faith. I didn't feel a thing. And besides, a little pain never hurt anyone. Right, Dexter? Daniel Craig, Vladimir Putin, head of our CIA. The Craigslist. License to kill. Turnaround is fair play. Oh yeah, in the Catholic Church, you claim to have the deed to the Kingdom of California, but you hid it. So it's now null and void. You hid all your deeds. You turned your back on God and tried to defeat him. You surrendered everything you own and your right to ever operate anything called a church again. The shepherds will be removed by the windows or the stairs. You open up your books. You show us what the Frankenstein, the Wolfenstein, and all your Steens and your David Sternbergs are all about, and what they were planning with Bibi and his turkey Togamara. See you tomorrow. It's the perfect day to do any job unless that job involves your wife, and then they'll show up with a little sparkless man dressed in toilet water. But first they put a big picture of, well, someone else on the truck. He don't show up though. So the Mexican Empire built them stupid jobs and a stupid system where they could just fornicate with other people's wives behind their back all day. And they called themselves Caesar, Israel, and Jesus. Well, there was a Jesus out there, a lizard named Medusa, who tried to seduce you, a cross-dresser who played Jesus in that movie, Brian Pasquarelli's sister, the moaning Lisa Pasquarelli, Justine Batesman for her little Brian brother, who comes out the closet like Jason. Reet, right? Tom Hanks, Autumn shanked the Shaw with a screwdriver when he dressed up like a bosom buddy. That's all, folks. Jeez Louise. So it's kind of hard to stop talking about it. But it starts when I was a child. And it continues every single day. but it focused around that night with Ruth. So they have the ability to send clones out. There's more behind the scenes when they corrupt your host. However it worked, it worked. Maybe Kelly stung Ruth. And if she did, she stung her husband's daughter, trying to sleep with her own son. That's what Eddie Murphy, not Eddie Murphy. He's just I don't know who he is. I think he's Picard, he's just an actor. I say Art Barkley, let's give him the face of David. He looked at Sheba. He wanted her. That was her mom, through time. My mom wanted me too. Oh, Venus. That's what the devil did to him. They didn't know what was controlling them. They didn't know they wanted that, really. It was there. Smith takes over their matrix. Once he got them tainted. Murdered Inc., Ben Graffi's, well, whatever. So concealment prevented healing. It got so dark, you were giving the devil the keys to kill you. Instead, he built me a G.I. Joe base in Ewok village called Jamaica. I didn't know any of this. I just played with the G.I. Joe base as a child in the Ewok village. Grandpa showed me a wheel within a wheel. It's a gyroscope. One day I wanted a motorcycle. I went and bought a white Triumph. The guy who sold it to me no money down and told me not to pay for it. Rex Grossman. Apple bottom jeans. You ever seen Tropical Thunder? Never mind. Oh, let's not get to the apple bottom jeans night. There's the caramel corn cellar from under Mrs. Fields down there at Ernst & Young. That's the bottom of the toilet. Oh, here they are. This is Mrs. Fields' bakery right there. Yeah, that's Mrs. Fields' bakery down there. They had this spicy hot wing chicken sandwich. Oh, I gained like 30 pounds every time I ate one of those things. What the hell was in that sandwich? Anyway. Spicy Tabasco. What's in the barrel, Mexicans? What have you been doing with your food, Mexicans? Now it goes in the body that makes one unclean. It's the words that come out of your mouth, and what you do unto others, you do unto yourself. And in heaven, 7 times over. They thought life was just a joke on other people. Well, turns out there won't be a Mexico. Maybe an island or two down there. A little island called Mexico. However it is. I'm pretty sure when that Grand River opens up and the dentist braces that Dr. Mulholland put on the San Francisco Bridge, Dr. Halvey from the Valley, Colonel Sanders, he was the old doctor with the double thing that sticks out, and he can hit you nerve one shot. Boom. His son will shoot you up for an hour, not even hit the nerve. And you leave without getting the work done because he says, I couldn't get you numb. But my mouth has like 10 holes in it now. Pincushion. Ketamine for 27 minutes at March 10th on my brother Brent Turnham's birthday, after playing in the Kibitz room and crashing in Laurel Canyon, the Canyon of the Witches, where the Lizard King, well, he used to drive down and play at the caboose room itself, yeah. Choo choo. Bill Murray plays there. Well, he runs the caboose. The open mic, old Sean, sings a tale of some Scottish locks and an ancient port. Well, what if you found your way back in merry old England without those cocksuckers sitting on your lawn? Or maybe you still have your lawn and you're just fucking with me. And it wasn't your lawn because old England was Judah. But God brought us home because we all dwelt together at one time, before the Tower of Bill Cosby was born. The old doctor on TV promised them a seed of a tall, black Dr. King. He was not a king. He was a wise guy. A Weisenheimer. Too wise for his own good. Didn't know when to stop. Chop it down with the edge of my hand. That's not allowed to exist. It's mark of the beast. They're mutants. Sex freaks. That's where elephantitis came from. That was Grandpa Marvel there. He showed me the pictures. He had captured the Japanese wallets. He had chopped off heads. And elephantitis, because he was putting his gamma rays on their balls, trying to figure out how to make a super dick. He wanted a big black dick too. How bad did you guys want it? Pinocchio's nose grew every time he lied. And steroids made you gay. Mason, oh shit, you did a cycle, didn't you? Well, a little bit of Lysol, you'll be surfing fine again. Yeah. They made you gay through all the powder puff spices, baby spice, scary spice, the spice road, the back door of the Pineapple Express that bought you, well, first a little Japanese magazine with some porno in it. That was the nuclear bomb the Americans discovered was porno. They made a world into Dungeons and Dragons, built themselves a tunnel of love under the ground where they could move their yaks and get the yak back to the Yakuza at Ernst & Young 7th and Fig, the toilet bowl, before it starts flushing. And well, the bowl overflows. And it was an El Mirage. Unlike Los Angeles after all, guys. Pumped in. What about the harbors in La Habra? The Citadel was in, well, now it's called Commerce. But that wasn't Commerce, that's the Citadel. But the lions would wait in case there was any trouble. The janky ones who like to kill. They don't like it. They love it. Not for no purpose, for righteousness. Because they're killing for their family. Because someone was willing to kill their family. That's why God raised you so hot and cold. To forge you into a lion. To go pick up a Beverly Hills Chihuahua and his Harvey Levin friend, Anderson Cooper, Tom Cruise, and Pastor John MacArthur, line them up against the wall and show with the world what it means to mess with the Lion of Judah. And Israel and the combined kingdom of the children of Israel, under the Son of Man, the least who's made greatest. He-Man. Dun, 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 dun. I sing that when I run, don't worry about it. Don't let that persuade you from Black Baby Jesus and all the forms the Lord has used to show up to you. If you called on him, he was there. If you recognized him. He told me to share and he was there to receive. And he shared more than I shared. I tried to share more too. Don't try to outshare the Lord. Well, you could try. It's good. Wrestle with God in a good way. Make you stronger. All the guys from Mexico to Nicholas Ancient Aliens Aliendro, Justin Bieber, Nicholas Angel. He's a little Mexican guy. Likes baseball. Lives across the street. Dresses up like his sister sometimes, but I never see the two at the same time. When I see his sister, I go, hey, that looks like Nick. Or is it Angel? Or is it Rafa? I forget. I had 3 Rafas around here. It was another game of 3-card Monty. Okay, Pugsley was Pugsley from the Bukkake box over at Bud and Fred's house, who ran the casino for Larry Flint. Sean Golubski became Dirk Nowitzki. Habib Flynn became Shaquille O'Neal. Big Willie was either Will Smith or Carlos Baker herself. They brought me into a tutoring session where all the players got screwed by some big red Irish lady. I quit the team. She told me I had to stop smoking marijuana. And I said, no, I'd rather go try some other stuff too. Yeah, I'm gonna experiment. I'm gonna play the field. Fuck it. This field sucks. Won't let me on it. But the last day I played, they said I had to start enrolling in offense and defense. Coach Graves. So he may have saved his soul right there, trying to help me out. Coach Hazelton was just there to fuck me. Or were they? It's tough to say. Maybe they were there to help me, but the team was so shitty at that point. I don't think Hazelton was there to fuck me. I mean, I don't think he was there to help me. He showed up at my parents' house talking about drug problems. Turns out they were all in the Illuminati's there at their request because she's Venus and her son, well, she wants to make him a custom Vanderpump Van Allen built off with your Allens and on with your cucumber bun. We don't allow testicles in heaven, just woodcocks and cumberbuns. That's literally what they're wanting. Their wedding for heaven was the Hollywood Pride Parade. And it was going to get worse and spookier. And then they go, boom, let's do it. And they start killing, eating, and turning into what they really are. That's what happens when you fall. I don't judge you for what you've done. God did make dolphins, or did he? They said that dolphins were naturally gay, but were they natural animals in the first place? They said we came from monkeys. No, they turned the monkey loose from man's DNA. Then Chong spunked one. Am I right, Chong? And he pulled your dick off, didn't he? Monkeys are strong. He was all tongue-in-cheek. Chong was the long... No, Cheech was the long nines. He had the hair lip and the dirty, hairy 9-inch gun. Mark of the beast. Sound right, fell in a well? Or no, shined yourself or green screened yourself? Or what'd you do, Edward Murphy? What about that murder she wrote over there? What about Mr. T's butt cheeks and your dick? Whose dick and whose butt cheeks was it? Or were you just whipping the lion in the circus on behalf of Ellen, Katie Lang, whatever its name is? Confettios, confettios, fetia, confettios, confettios. They can recycle their own quarters out of your cans and all this stuff. Alchemist and learning how to work with alloys and whatnot.